AgWeek Weather is sponsored by Bremer Bank. Connect with a banker today at bremer.com.
Will the weather cooperate as we head into harvest season? Here's Lydia with our Agri-weather outlook.
We had a little bit of a chilly spell here throughout the middle of the past week. Temperatures back on Wednesday morning fell all the way down into the 20s in some spots. Bemidji, Minnesota fell to 23. Right on the freezing point in Grand Forks, 36 in Fargo, mid-30s in Watertown, South Dakota, and 36 in Sioux Falls. Plenty of spots were in the 20s out in western North Dakota the morning before, so some of that kind of spread its way to the east. It's just funny because October can be such a mixed bag. You can get tornadoes, you can have severe weather in October, or you can get big blizzards. I just showed you those numbers where a lot of us had some frost on our windshields on Wednesday morning. Well, the week before, we were topping off in the 80s and the 90s, had record-setting heat. So we really flipped the script to more of a fall-like feel. Late September, early October was that little bit of a heat wave. I found the hottest temperatures that happened in each of these cities during that stretch. Rapid City hit 93. Fargo and Sioux Falls both hit 92, 91 in Minneapolis, 89 in Grand Forks, and 88 over in Bismarck. Average for this time of year, closer to about the 60-degree mark. I went ahead and looked at those same cities, and I just picked October 15th as we're now getting closer to the middle of October here. And about 57 is the average high temperature for October 15th in Fargo, 54 in Grand Forks, 58 Bismarck, near 60 in Sioux Falls and Rapid City, and just shy of 60 in Minneapolis. So when I show you these maps calling for near or slightly above average temperatures for the next couple of weeks, just remember that that doesn't necessarily mean hot anymore. Our averages have dropped down to about the 60-degree mark. So a lot of our days over the next week or so calls for temperatures that are slightly warmer than that 60-degree mark, especially the further south and east that you go within our tri-state area. As we switch now from mid-October getting into about the later part of the month, this now taking us all the way to the 22nd, we start losing those bright reds, which means I'm watching for a cooling trend then as we work our way closer to about the late parts of October there, which obviously makes sense. Now, as for the jet stream, we've got this big ridge of high pressure working its way through kind of the mid-eastern part of the country itself. Further up to the northwest is where we're going to watch for a little wiggle in the jet stream. Every once in a while, we can drop down some cool air. So even though those maps I just showed you called for above average temperatures or slightly above average temperatures, you can get these little passes of cool air. And this time of year, that can make a big difference in your temperature, sending in colder Canadian air. So we'll watch for some of these passes here, generally cooling us off as we head into the next week. We especially see that with any time that you have some shower chances move in, just with a little wiggle in the jet stream there. As for your precip chances, we're fairly dry further off to the south or eastern parts of the country. We're watching for more moisture to build its way in across the Rocky Mountains and further out to the southwest. Meanwhile, we do have some good off and on chances for rain here as we head into the middle to even the late parts of October. We'll start watching out for rain.